is September 6, 2023, 3:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a notice that the channel will probably be down by today or the latest tomorrow, because Julia Gulia struck about 10 videos in one day. And it's not entirely surprising, because it's not the first time the channel gets taken down. And it's all fraudulent, because reaction channels are allowed. This is a small reaction channel. Great community, small reaction channel. I'm reacting to Ken, who gets around 15k these days. And I'm reacting to Julia, who gets around 15k these days. So it's a small channel, yet there are other reaction channels which are huge, and they get all kinds of money, and everything is great for YouTube and for the people making the materials, which are reactions, and nobody stops them in their work. So I never would have expected this from Julia Gulia with her 3 million subs, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this. It seems that JP got the house because he's in the studio in the back, the giant garage. Probably they split the house as an income property, so it probably stays in their name, and they're probably renting the house out for an income for him and for her, because there's nothing coming from the channels. And I've sort of gone over to Team JP. You know, he lets me comment on his videos. You know, we're, halfway friendly. It doesn't matter. I don't think he's worried about me. It would be fun if he ever came to Toronto, Canada. It would be fun to meet him. So that's what I'm doing that for. I know what I do here doesn't play a big part in his life, really. I wouldn't have expected this from Julia Gulia. If I was reacting to some dirtbag who didn't have a professional history, then yeah, she knows that a reaction channel is protected by fair use laws in the United States of America and Canada. Both countries, Western civilization, and it was just yesterday that I did, which I thought was probably my most important criticism of Ken, which is I asked. Sorry, I'm trying to talk fast, and this is going to be one take, so there might be flubs in it. I asked the question: is Ken Domik buying subscribers and likes? I didn't make a statement. I just asked a question, and it has, it's been big for me, which is 1,000 views in less than 12 hours. It's still small potatoes. Ken and Julia are both small potatoes. This reaction channel, Julia's got over 3 million subscribers on paper, and she's terrified of reactions I do here on the 4K channel. That's pathetic. And so, this is why the channel's probably going to come down, because it used to be back in the day, you do 3 copyright takedowns, it produces 3 strikes, the channel comes down. Then they changed it. You can do, a group of takedowns. They only produce 1 strike. So this happened early this morning, and I already did the counterclaims. The counterclaims are already being rejected by bots. The premiere that we just did, whenever we did it feels like about an hour ago. You guys are telling me, well, you got fair use. That's true, I do have fair use. That's what I counterclaimed with for the first 3. They've all been rejected. You get an email from YouTube that says, it's unclear as to whether or not you have a reason. Fair use, that's the reason. So you're talking to bots. It was rejected within about a minute. Nobody even read it. So you just have to keep resubmitting your counterclaim. And then it's supposed to begin a process that takes 10 business days, where it's sent to the person that made the counterclaim. And they say, well, are you going to bring a lawsuit for copyright? Because transforming materials for the purposes of reactions and satire is allowed. This is set in place to protect the producers of the latest Spider-Man movie from some idiot taking it and running it and making money, or just taking money away from what the producers have invested into such a project. So that's why it works immediately, because a giant studio will bring a lawsuit against anybody who's doing that to stop them. Individuals abuse this tool if they're punks, and now we know that Julia is a punk. So she's just wasting our time and everything. If Ken ever did this to me, well, he can't. I've already explained it in the premiere we just did, about an hour ago. Ken can't do that to me because we live in the same area. I could sit in a car with a camera running on public property and have a process server serve him with a claim for damages in the middle of his live stream when I know that he's there. And I could use the footage because I wouldn't be on his property, and I have a third party serve him. So Ken's not going to hit the channel because, you know, we're right there. Julia is striking the channel from Florida in the United States and hitting me here in Ontario, just as a nuisance. So you have to deal with bots, and you just resubmit. Each one is supposed to start a process of 10 business days where they confront the person who made the claim and say, well, you know what the fair use laws are. So this person must have done something beyond transforming it. So you're going to bring a claim for damages and copyright, right? They won't. Ken never brought any lawsuits against me. Julia Gulia is not going to bring any lawsuits against me. It's just a desperate way to take the channel down and cost us like months of trying to bring it back. And you know, I'm not going to sue her and counterclaim. She's in another country. What am I going to do? Bring a claim from Canada and have her served, you know, at the gym where you can probably, you know, maybe guess where she might be, or let's see, or her last known address, her last residence. And of course, I'm not mentioning any gym names. I'm not mentioning any residences. So, like, that would be what I would have to do. Well, I could do already, because she's already costing me money on a monetized channel. I could claim damages because she's not going to bring a lawsuit. You can't. So, it's just like, each video she struck about 10. So she did 3. I did counterclaims, and they were rejected by bots. And you just gotta resubmit until the bots let them go through. And then it starts a process of about 10 business days. It really turns out to be about 2 weeks for each video. She struck about 10. So she struck another group of 6, and it produced a second copyright strike on the channel today. So right now the channel's got 2 copyright strikes on it. She probably struck others. I went in, I was doing the premiere, and I was counterclaiming, and I was busy with that. I didn't think it was possible to get another strike down on the same channel. She was striking the others. I've since privated everything that's remaining that she could strike. She's probably already struck it. So probably later tonight, within hours, I'll get a notice from YouTube saying, sorry, we had to take down the KDRC channel because it's got 3 copyright strikes on it. Or if she does not successful with that today, it's probably going to happen tomorrow. So the channel's probably going to be gone today, or at the latest tomorrow, and then it's going to be gone for months because of the way you have to deal with the bots. If you have a bigger channel, you could talk to somebody at YouTube. Yet for all the smaller players, such as myself, there's nobody to talk to. It's just bots. And, you know, it's as easy as getting a hold of somebody saying, well, this is fair use. You know, like, as if I'm the only reaction channel? Of course not. So, yeah, it's just really desperate on her part that somebody with an income, probably from the house, and who is in tip-top shape, and she has a channel that she can work with, it doesn't make any sense, because it's junk food, and her lifestyle is fitness and eating clean. It's ridiculous, and it's so easy to make fun of. So it's hypocritical, so it's worthy of being criticized and reacted to. And we're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do it in the United States of America. We're allowed to do it in Canada. She doesn't have a legal leg to stand on, so she's throwing all of this at me. It's going to get me tied up with the bots for, you know, weeks, probably months. And that's why the channel is going to be gone. So, I just want to explain this quickly and just put it up there and give it a title that says, you know, the channel's probably going to be gone today. Or tomorrow. And, what else? Yeah, I feel like I'm Ken Domik. I'm trying to babble and stretch this to 10 minutes. I know all I needed was 8 minutes, so I really had something to say for 8 minutes now. I'm just going to babble for the last 40 seconds. So that's why her channel's a failure. You know, she had some interest, 80,000 views in like about 5 days when she showed who her new boyfriend is. And since then, it's like about 15K per, because the channel doesn't make any sense. You know, it's a junk food channel offered by somebody in tip-top shape who is also an Instagram lifestyle model who is all about working out and eating clean. It's ridiculous. So this is what she does. She attacks a 4K channel. But this is it. Julia Gulia can't take a joke, and that makes her a total loser. Okay, here we go. 10 minutes.